When your child is anxious, your first instinct, your deepest, most loving instinct, is to rush in, to shield them, and to just make the bad feeling go away. But what if I told you that very instinct, the one that comes from a place of pure love, might actually be making things worse? It sounds completely backwards, I know. But let's dive into this incredible idea from the work of Yale researcher Dr. Eli Lebowitz. So this is the big question, right? How on earth can our best intentions totally backfire? It feels impossible. But the answer is really fascinating. And it all comes down to what anxiety actually is. And, more importantly, what our well-meaning actions are secretly communicating to our kids. Okay, so first things first, we have to completely reframe how we think about anxiety. Most of us see it as a problem, a bug in the system, but it's not. It's actually a feature. It's an incredibly powerful tool that our imagination uses to keep us safe from threats before they even happen. I mean, think about it like this. Before you make some huge financial decision, doesn't your brain kind of flash an image of it all going wrong? That uncomfortable feeling? That's your imagination doing its job. It's protecting you from being reckless. It is literally a survival mechanism hardwired into us. Now, here's where things get a little different. For a child who's prone to anxiety, that internal risk assessment dial is turned way, way up. Their brain doesn't just see a potential bad outcome, it sees a highly probable catastrophe. So in their world, avoiding that risk isn't just a good idea. It feels like the only logical, sensible choice. So you've got your child's brain screaming, danger, danger, at the top of its lungs. And as a parent, your own brain is hardwired to hear that alarm and jump into action. When your kid feels threatened, that instinct to protect them just takes over. It's completely natural. It's what has kept us alive as a species. And, this instinct can show up in all sorts of ways. Take Jill's dad. To ease her fears about his health, he literally did 30 sit-ups every single day just to prove his heart was okay. Or think about Malik's mom. She would go out of her way to make noises in the kitchen, clanging pots and pans, so he would always know she was still in the house and that he wasn't alone. Sometimes it can get even more extreme and reshape a family's whole life, like Fiona's family, who literally mapped out their entire town to find driving routes that avoided all tall buildings, just to keep her from getting anxious in the car. All of these examples, the sit-ups, the noisy kitchen, the special driving routes, they all fall under a specific term, family accommodation. It's basically any change, big or small, that you make to your own life and your own behavior to help your child avoid something that causes them distress. Okay, and here it is. This is the big twist. This is where that paradox we talked about comes into play. Because even though accommodation comes from the best possible place, from love, it actually sets a hidden trap. You think you're sending a message of safety and love. But these protective actions, these accommodations, are actually sending a totally different message, a really powerful and completely unintended one. Dr. Lebowitz has this brilliant metaphor. He says to imagine you're in a minefield. You would only ever step on the spots you've already stepped, right? Because any new spot feels terrifyingly dangerous. When we accommodate, we're basically confirming to our child that the world is a minefield. We're helping them stay on those few safe spots, which just makes their world smaller and smaller and smaller. So here's the absolute heart of the issue. You are trying so hard to say, I love you, I've got you, I'm keeping you safe. But what the child's anxiety hears is, you're right, the danger is real. In fact, it's so real and you are so fragile that I have to change my entire life to protect you from it. There's no way you could handle this on your own. Accommodation ends up validating the fear. So, what do? Just stop helping? No, not at all. The solution isn't to stop supporting your child. The key is to change how you show that support. It's about shifting from actively protecting them to actively showing your confidence in them. From doing for them to believing in them. And there's a beautifully simple but incredibly powerful formula for this. It's just 2 parts. First comes acceptance. You validate their feeling. You don't dismiss it. You say, I can see this is really hard for you. And then, here's the magic part, you follow it with confidence. And I have 100% confidence that you can handle it. So the process basically looks like this. Step 1, you use those supportive statements. You validate the feeling. Step 2, you express that unwavering confidence in them. And then, step 3, and this is the tough part, you slowly, gradually start to reduce those accommodations. You stop doing the extra sit-ups. You start taking the more direct route home. And what this does is it totally changes the goal. The goal is no longer to get rid of an uncomfortable feeling, which, let's be honest, is impossible. The new goal is to build a skill. The goal is resilience. A child who never feels anxious, that child doesn't exist. That can't be the goal. The real win, the real goal, is a child who feels that wave of anxiety and can think, ugh, I don't like this feeling, but I know I can get through it. I know it will pass. They learn that they are capable. And as Dr. Lebowitz says so perfectly, this is the whole thing right here. The real problem isn't the feeling of anxiety itself. The problem is the belief that you're powerless against that feeling. Every time you reduce an accommodation, you're chipping away at that false belief and replacing it with real-world proof of your child's own strength. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. The next time your child is struggling and you step in to help, just pause for a second and ask yourself, is what I'm about to do sending a message of their fragility, or is it sending a message of my absolute, unwavering belief in their strength?